Hey fam. I'm not particularly prepared for this video. I didn't put on my makeup or my contacts or anything like that, and I know that my glasses rather a little glary, so please excuse the fact that you know, I'm a little tired right now too because I just came back from LA. LA was lit as usual. It's my second home. Well, third home, I guess. Second of the three homes. And so anyway, I just thought I'd come on this video and talk about using songs as affirmations. So I noticed probably a couple weeks ago when I was doing meditations and I was trying to figure out how do we get to the next level. And in the mornings, what I would do is I would go on YouTube and I would find um, motivational videos. So that the first thing when I wake up, the first 30 minutes of the day, I'm waking up to motivational videos, which are their own affirmations, you know? And so it's a lot of, you're going to win. And how are you going to win? Don't stay stuck in the place that you've been, which kind of rhymes. But, it's a lot of that, a lot of self affirmations and self talk and things that really get into your head as far as, things that you want to feed yourself. I find that especially the modern 2018 human, first thing we do is we go on Facebook or we go on YouTube, we go on the news, we see what's going on. There's a lot of negative shit being pushed to us all the fucking time, like all the time. And this negative information, you're feeding yourself that all day. So people are complaining on Facebook about stuff, then you're feeding that to yourself rather. And to your kids, if you drive your kids to school, you're feeding them that in the mornings. And it's kind of crazy to me that the stuff that we allow into our own energetic space, how unconscious we are of the words that we're using or the things that we're watching or the rituals that we create. Everybody has a ritual. Everybody has a ritual. It doesn't have to necessarily be a ritual I have rituals, which is like burning candles or praying before you go to bed or things like that. It's like, but everybody has their ritual and they're largely unconscious to what their ritual is. If your ritual in the morning is that you get up and you watch the news or you partake in advertisements and things like that is what you're being fed. You're being fed this idea of consumerism. You're being fed this idea of fear, largely a lot of it. You're being fed fear. You're being fed people's energies, and this is like first thing in the morning, someone's complaining on Facebook about X, Y, and Z, and so I've really kind of tried to, in the mornings, in the first 30 minutes of the day, to feed myself the most positive things I can, to get my day started. And I've noticed that it worked. It definitely has changed my mood. It has made sure that I don't, that I have an extra amount of strength in the mornings when I first get up, because I've already fed myself some stuff to keep me going, to get me going. One other thing that I kind of started doing is I started feeding myself positive songs. And, the thing is when you think about songs for like, for example, Negro spirituals, right? So Negro spirituals are songs that were sung to give hope. And a lot of times they were sung in prayer. I know that my grandmother, from what I hear, I never met her, but my grandmother used to wake up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and if she felt like she had to pray, she would walk around the house singing. Singing is a prayer, especially if you're thinking in terms of, let's say, like the Enochian context. The Enochian language is built up of sounds. is, it's been, we've actually, there's research that's been done on music and how it affects you, even if it's like classical music. People say that classical music makes you strong, makes you smarter, rather. Classical music makes you smarter, and and how certain chords can actually really affect your mood. There's this one particular song, and I forgot who it's by, but it's called the I think it's a Hungarian suicide song or something. I forgot the top context. I'll link it down below if you're interested in the research. I'm such a nerd. If you're interested in the research on it, but I think it's a Hungarian suicide song. Um, there's lyrics to it that have been formed by, well, rather sung by, like, Billie Holiday and a lot of different people. Diamanda Galas actually has a version of the song too. And the composure of it is actually based off of this original composition, which is by this dude who made this, what was considered the Hungarian suicide song. Okay, so anyway, um, my point is that we're not feeding ourselves things that are really edifying us a lot of times, and we're so damn unconscious of what that means, that a lot of times, if even having this conversation with people makes them very uncomfortable, because it means that they have to change the course of what they do. And for some people it even seems sort of cheesy. It's like, well, why am I gonna feed myself positively in the mornings? Because you want to edify yourself, right? Because you want to reach the next level. That's hopefully, what you want to do. So anyway, back to songs. There's this one particular song, and it's so annoying because it was on the radio for so long and it was everywhere. And it's the song "I Am Happy" by Pharrell, right? Um, and everybody, I mean, this song has been overused. I think there's videos on YouTube of like a loop of 100 hours or more of "I am happy." Well, why? Because "I am happy" is an affirmation. Because while you're listening to that song, Pharrell's smart. He's not, he's so on level. He knows what's up, you know? And 100 hours of hearing "you're happy," singing in your head, is an affirmation. Because I'm happy, because I'm happy, because I am happy. you know I started doing it with Diane Word, actually, because Diane Word's also, people don't know this, or at least a lot of people probably know this, but Diane Word's also on level. They know what's up. you know they're part of the fam. And so I've been listening to Rich Bitch, the song I'm a rich bitch. I'm a rich bitch, and it's like you're letting these songs into your head so that you're actually able to use them to edify yourself and to bring yourself up to level. It's like a lot of times we're praying for things as if shit's just going to come out of the sky. Nothing's coming out of the sky. Everything's internal. Everything's coming out of you. I like to give the example of Cinderella, and the fairy godmother, because it's such a course in magical thinking. In Cinderella, you know in Cinderella, the fairy godmother ends up coming, and she wants to take her to the ball. So she uses the tools she already has in order to make things that are going to work for her to get to the ball. So the pumpkin that she uses, she turns a pumpkin into a carriage. She uses the rags that Cinderella is wearing and turns it into a beautiful gown for her to go to the ball. So this is all magical thinking. This is the whole idea of all these things already exist. All the tools are already there. Yes, the pumpkin's a pumpkin, but the tools were already there for her to be able to use the things around her in order to transmute them into what is needed for her to feel like a princess. So she gets the prince. Does that, like, Are you not hearing that? Are you not hearing that? She used the tools she already had in order to get where she needed to go. So the thing is we have to really be mindful of how we're thinking, what we're thinking about, what we're listening to, what we're feeding ourselves, especially the first, and the studies have been done on this, which is why it's just so absurd. Studies have been done on this. The first things you feed yourself, the first 30 minutes of the day, that sets the tone for the rest of your day. Okay? Facebook. Facebook came out and admitted that they had used tracking information and had monitored people's timelines in order for them to be affected emotionally. So all the tools are there. Like, I'm not speaking, this is not conspiracy theory. I'm not talking shit. This is stuff you can actually research yourself. You can actually research yourself. The effects of music, the effects of news, the effects of Facebook. They're all there. So we got to do better, fam. We have got to do better. Anyway, thought I'd get this video out because I felt like it was really important information. And, if you'd like, I can always do a workshop on, how to use modern day technology, or how to use, modern day pop culture references in order to use them as affirmations for yourself. So you create more of a magical sphere. And when I say magical, I just mean in the sense of the transmuting nature of things. I don't mean like magical as in like, making stuff appear. I will tell you, did, I was listening to that song Rich Bitch for a week. A week. So talk about magical spell. I was listening to it for a week. And before I went to LA, mind you, I make money doing this. I make money doing workshops and doing for some people doing spell work. I also make money doing tarot readings. I mainly make money doing tarot readings, as well as doing makeup. So anyway, which I don't have a makeup channel. I could make one, but I don't have one yet. But that's what I make money doing. And so, I noticed, so I did this for like a week. I kid you not, money came from nowhere. Like, I now on my altar have, I'm not going to say the amount, but I have a good substantial amount, a few bills on my altar right now, because I was changing my mindset, because I was using things as affirmations for my life. I'm a rich bitch. I'm motherfucking rich bitch. Think about it. All right, talk to you later.